Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the new Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road with the Hybrid. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this 4Runner. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide, and by the way, if you have any questions, just ask for Isaac. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder hybrid that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 326 horsepower and then 465 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, it's unchanged with the hybrid version other than the little iForce Max badge there off to the side. Still get the cool new headlight design, and I still think that they need to just black out the Toyota logo on all of these, or maybe bronze. That would look cool as well. Anyways, you got the fog lights down below, the air dam, very easy to remove this, and it improves the looks of the 4Runner by like 10,000%. And this Heritage Blue looks so cool. I wish they offered this on the Pro and the Trail Hunter. So tire and wheel setup is 265 by 70 by 18, and you can see you've got this silver ring there on the outside and then the matte finish on the center with the wheels. And then just like TRD Off-Roads in the past, you got Bilstein shocks with this. We've got these giant fender flares here on the side. You can see the little fixed side step there with this one. And then the matte finish there on the door handles, mirror cap, all of that. And then look at that, the TRD Off-Road badge is blacked out. Come on, Toyota, black out the logos on the front. But there's your side profile. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function. You got the Toyota logo there at the bottom. Pretty simple setup. Now we still have the cool window system here. So you notice that'll raise and lower the window. And when you raise it back up, you notice there's a little lock icon, it locks it. But if you have the key, you can open it up pretty easily. Now this is a big deal. So you guys can see that having the battery here in the back definitely robs you of a little bit of cargo space. And then got some cup holders here in the rear, got a little outlet here in the back as well. Now something to note, you have this that you can pull which that wasn't graceful whatsoever, but I mean that helps out a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely, I'll fix in a second, but it's definitely a thing to deal with. And then finishing up with the rear, you can see the taillight design here. You've got your iForce Max badge down below, parking sensors there at the bottom, spare tire underneath as well. And there's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us into the passenger cabin. You've got soft touch here on this part of the door panel. And this is a regular TRD Off-Road, so you've got the cloth seats. And you notice you don't lose anything here. Again, the battery's in the back, so this is all the same. Little storage pocket. Got some vents here in the back, USB ports, outlet there as well. So headroom and all that, again, is unchanged. And then popping up front, we've got more soft touch TRD logo down below. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, blind spot warning with the mirrors. Now this does weigh quite a bit more. I'll do a full comparison, but you still have the 895 of payload capacity, but this weighs 5,600 pounds. And then again with the cloth seats up front, got your manual adjustments there on the side. 4 auxiliary switches with this, stability control, and the steering wheel is manually adjustable too. And let's start her up. Bada bing, bada boom. So Toyota logo front and center. We've got controls for the center stack, including the volume and voice command control setup. Adaptive cruise control with the lane centering as well. A nice perforated trim on the steering wheel and kind of like a rugged texture there at the bottom and at the top. Traditional stocks here on the back as well. Full digital gauge cluster, and just like other modern Toyotas, you can actually change the theme of the gauge cluster. This has the kind of like rugged theme. You can also change the information that's displayed within each of the individual gauges, so that makes it a lot more customizable. Backup camera in reverse, pretty darn good resolution. And then you just have the smaller infotainment system in this one. Little shortcut bar there on the side, and then you can see the volume control there as well. And next to it, we've got some storage space, and of course, we've got the glove box set up there. And then we've got our climate controls here, so I'll move the shifter out of the way. Single zone climate, you do have heated seats and a heated steering wheel with this. We also have a phone charging pad, some USB ports. Shifter here for the 8-speed. You got your parking brake and auto holds. Now this still has a part-time 4-wheel drive system, so it's a 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low setup. You get your drive mode select, your multi-terrain, crawl control, tow haul with the TRD Off-Road here. Also have a rear locking differential, it's selectable. Got some cup holders, more storage here. Nice trim on the top. And I will say, I do like these cloth seats. They just have a very durable feel that the previous gen cloth seats did not have. And that's just for the window right there, and then no sunroof. Now this leads us to the window sticker with this. You can see we've got quite a bit of standard equipment. The auxiliary switches are an option, connected services, and then this one has the skid plate for the diff, which you can always add after the fact too. Anyways, $54,655 is the total MSRP on this after all options. And, well, let's see how it performs. TRD Off-Road with the Hybrid. And it's interesting to see that the Hybrid with the new 4Runner doesn't, I mean, obviously the talk is this powertrain is not about fuel economy, but it's still interesting to see that it doesn't change the fuel economy all that much. Now, I have a new Land Cruiser, so you know I know some of the benefits of the Hybrid. One of the big benefits is, you guys will see the power. Also, when you're going at low speeds, you just don't use gas often because it'll typically just use the electric power, and you're stopping and starting enough to get enough regen. It's got some power. It's definitely got some power. Now, because this is a part-time four-wheel drive system, that means that you're going to have less power loss compared to a full-time four-wheel drive system. Wow, that's actually quite impressive, because you're only sending power to two wheels. So that actually does benefit things quite substantially. Man, this thing's a torque monster. It's actually very impressive. Yeah, suspension's pretty nice on this TRD Off-Road too. Something that I've noticed is, seems like the springs in the platform are not necessarily that much more important than shocks, but it seems like they're almost a little bit more important than the shocks you have in a car in terms of on-road performance. Off-road, yeah, completely different story. But on-road, if you've got good springs and you've got a well-built platform, then things ride pretty comfortably. So it still feels like a truck, but it's actually pretty comfortable over all the bumps. It's definitely not bad at all. Yeah, I do like how this drives. And again, the low end is where this Hybrid really shines. The top end, not so much, but on the low end, I feel like I just have so much shove. It's just like go, go, go. It's really, really good. Yeah, there you go, it's off. See, like this is an example. So in the non-hybrid, you're gonna be using the engine still to go through here, whereas this, you know, for a few moments, right, saves you a little bit of gas. It adds up over the life of a car, and it puts less stress on the engine as well. So that was cool. That was cool to see. Like, this thing feels genuinely quick. It's actually quite impressive, if you ask me. So TRD Off-Road with the Hybrid might be the 4Runner sweet spot.